Are you ready? Let's go.
The signature. Ladies and gentlemen,
Prempeh the second to none.
all right, yeah, right, definitely right. It feels good in here. Definitely feels good in here. There's no question about that.
If I've heard anybody tell a good story, it's actually this story.
This is one great big story.
Who could this be? Do you know? Well, that's the Ashanti king, Sir Osei-Tutu Agyeman Prempeh the second to none. Yes, the second to none. Due to a plethora of reasons you will certainly come to appreciate by the end of this broadcast. And so, I entreat you to never skip even a second of it, okay? I mean, just watch till the end if you really desire to get the point of this broadcast. Yes. So, back to the photograph, and as I said earlier, that's Sir Osei-Tutu Agyeman Prempeh the second, of course, to none, the 14th king of the powerful Ashanti kingdom. But what about him, especially in this broadcast, you may be asking, right? Well, it would interest you to know that he is the very one whom Ghana's most prestigious college, modeled on England's Eton College, Prempeh College was named after, partly due to what he epitomized, that is vision and excellence. Values that have apparently been the hallmark of generations of the Prempeh College lineage till date. So at least you get the drift to the pun emphasized so far, right? I mean, Prempeh the second to none. Absolutely, indeed. Prempeh College, the one and only real pride of Ashanti, at least as far as second cycle institutions are concerned. Why so? Well, for instance, unlike these other schools, it is certainly not for nothing that even the college colors, mainly green and yellow, are the same as that of the Ashanti Kingdom, or better still, Asanteman. So, case closed on that. Now, the real question, therefore, is what does it mean for a college named after such a great king? Indeed, nothing other than greatness. Simply put, the tradition of greatness goes on. How do I mean? Well, just watch fully, because what we have touched on so far is only a starter, and so now about to enjoy the main course, yes, by delving a bit deeper into the present as far as the National Science and Maths Quiz N.S.M.Q is concerned. And here it's all about the 2021 grand finale, which saw Prempeh College once again silence Presec with a host and win, given that the contest was this time around held at KNUST in Kumasi, the Ashanti regional capital where the college is located. And it's important to note that Prempeh College's 2021 victory was perhaps a foregone conclusion, as it would interest you to know that even among the three finalists, the college had the highest average score in the last three final stages, that is 65.3 as opposed to Presec's 63.7 and 58 for Keta SHTS. So apparently it was written on the wall from the very beginning.
Yanko Hebrews chapter 4 verse 2.
So working. Yankasa, no pressure. Yankasa fee. We are taking the count this year. 7. You are 7 and living God.
Me, I just want to tell anybody they watch right now, say you not go presec. You be boy, you not go presec. You do yawa. Yeah. Where will they take them back to back?
Yanko a Christian sis.
Hey, I wanna be your daddy, yeah. Hey, I wanna be your daddy, yeah. Hey, I wanna be your daddy, yeah. This is the school I wanted to go. See. Relax. You see, you can't hear me green everywhere. See, green everywhere, but then no pressure. As I said, no pressure. Enye kasa. What I say? Enye kasa. We be aware down ball, no crossing, so down ball slow. We find it simple. See, when God created things 6 days, we resting on the 7th day. We are resting on the 7th day. We are resting on the 7th day. My baby simple. You make me simple. My baby simple. You make me simple. My baby simple.
Good morning.
Dear Sam, Mignoli.
Riddle, say Kusqua near Sanimon.
I'm a false school, no man in Bahamian to pay you.
Oh, my serious, me Rabu.
But I'm a chance, Rabu.
Riddle. Okay. Riddle.
We are organisms whose genetic materials have been altered. Yes, Eden?
Genetically modified organisms.
Yes.
Hey, Manfo, Sembi Besi. Obrafo, me bomb kaye, and cophobia community. Nahama, what's your film saying? Eden. And I'm why Evans. And I don't know.
I owe my existence to J.J. Thompson. We both deal with beams. While J.J. was interested in the negatively charged beam, I was interested in the positively charged beam. In my operations, positively charged units are first transformed into a beam. The beam is made to travel through a magnetic field which separates... Yes, Joel?
You are carnal raised.
What?
How are you telling me this?
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
Carnal raised.
No.
Apparently, the daddy was Alomi after all. And finally, the nail in the coffin, the second riddle which dazed the Presecans.
In the free state, I decay with a half-life. Eden?
A neutron.
Yes.
Them go bow down my head. Omu say a bye. Pam 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 panana. I been boom na yesa. Them go see say. Eche mu be u bibi besi. Hey, bibi besi, bibi besi. Hey, bibi besi, bibi besi. Hey, bibi besi, bibi besi.
Y'all trembling yet? I said y'all trembling yet? Watch you spill out your guts. Easy.
Grr pantampan, Nikura, Wakia, and from Patre, me young kick it out, what a pepper, a woman is cool dying, and you cooperate. Messania Betchede, VI, Criticity, coming up, we are seeing Maywood, Pampata, what we are Pelapati, from Fue, Yachum, Fia, Makirania, Brian come from Tete, as you pad, you did what we have upon you, and you walk in a kind, Posiabate, Soja, Anka is a winning, Goku and Fu, so Shagate, Papete, and Sadamanum, Namakafete, Unimi Bob Punim Pua Gorganio, Ukasi Weniate, Casua Trekese, and you do, and I go and say, and go snap in the bucket, and could have a day and I want Yanka, Ukasi Tosu, Baba Fakoti, and Freddy Topica, Ubedia. Oh, yeah, stop it. Go this one, and just only my dear. We have been Kuntani farm, car was here. You can be a fool, I can't work your better. They any baby, she had a wire, Kakane pop, but it's a minimum to tell the best of Uma. I am working up with and then Taswa, I start doing Congress. I'm a fashion, I'm running at them.
Therefore, my why you go? Therefore, my why you go?
Keta Senior High Technical School has 30 points. Presbyterian Boys Secondary School has 49 points. Prempeh College has 53 points.
You meet your meter.
Say you gangster, tonight you meet a meter. Make you call me a master. My shock you up,
Meter.
Are we having fun yet?
And now for something completely different.
Sure. George, come on, I'm chopping you. 6 Lulu. Look, you will pray hard, then you chop second.
So you mean I'm present? Okay.
At the end of the day, Prempeh College did masterfully cater for Presec.
It's about to go down.
Prempeh College.
We didn't come here to play.
Fire poetry kakra.
Congratulations on your win. It is my pleasure to declare you our champions. 2021 N.S.M.Q champions. Congratulations, well done.
Ladies and gentlemen, right here from the Great Hall of Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology in Ashanti region, they promised to host and win. They asked for Glory 5. They called on Otufo's blessings, and they came together in their numbers, wearing their green shirts in the house. Amafo, the 2021 national champions for the National Science and Math Quiz of Ghana. Make some noise for Prempeh College. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, they receive the national trophy for the National Science and Math Quiz. Let's go, Prempeh College. That's right. Raise your voices, Prempeh College. Sing, come on. That's right. Come on and say, sing for me. Give me the green. Mushi jama kakra na anya de.
I'm very excited. See, we first told them the future is ours. We already are victorious. That's not just a school, it's a college. We told them this is not just a school, it's a college. It's a college.
What do you think did that trick for you?
Our boys are good. We don't talk much. We just show action. Our senior headmaster academics told us that the other schools were all losers. Yes. They were only coming there to struggle. So when we know that there was no way they were going to do. I told one of the contestants from Tamar School, you are only coming to struggle. Yes. But if you allow us to help you.
In Ashanti region. Earlier on was when there was light out. I told you that we are going to see light in the darkness. And we have seen light in the darkness.
Yes.
I'm going to speak on behalf of all our N.S.M.Q in the Ghana Armed Forces, and to first of all congratulate the team for doing us the honor by winning this coveted trophy. Well done. I remember an officer came to me and said, "Oh, I've heard that N.S.M.Q." I said, "Yes." He said, "How do you see these finals?" I said, "Oh, piece of cake. It's something that is coming to my office in some few days." And true to my prediction, here you are. I'm very, very, very pleased with you. Very, very.
My name is Holly
stars of them. I'm the only lady who went to Prempeh College. I completed in 2013. I was in Quebec. I was in Belfort. And I love Prempeh so much. I will never trade Prempeh College for anything. I am so proud of us. We thank God for the fight.
PC. Shot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let us distribute and I owe you my yeah. So I can anyway. So I am from so I can. So that's what I'm saying. I almost set it up. I don't know. See, any history as a more. So working. Prempeh, you never say. I'm going to be free as some of that. I'm going to be free as some of that. Let's say Real Madrid. You're not perfect now. You're saying. Say you come on. Say you come. That's Prempeh College.
Mama ye nyaso no pe wiadwumre mu hayadwen and I illuminate 12 and bonus in illuminate and I in the light we shall see light in the light with ya zoom light no say mo be ye den.
Yes, they want me a cancer. I don't know. So I'm for you. I'm for you. That's your cancer. And you're more than and win. Yes, and win. And win. One for the college. One for the college. Ghana high in school, Papa, what I ever compare. Prempeh College. Tell them, boy.
Indeed, the minister was their some, as we used to say back then.
SS to SHS graphic Tiedin. Your monsters president, lawyers, bank managers, baby, and I get Tiedin. Among four being for info, yes, we are there, no, you be the way to sing against what Babylon, yes, we need to get a carbon, no, we are the Benum tea. Yeah, King's College, yeah, School of Knowledge, Prempeh College, when you ever compete, yeah, you be damaged, you go put you in the bondage, yeah, where's this savage, you're then a home about the baby old square case, if you are punished, you will sit by him there, and you will kind to 90 red here. It is a while because you back, go to the battle, be a rapping dread, but the home at you be talking good and go super like cowboys, if you dope and go, you should green tea, a glow some about trip, no, floating stone at the loft and put ping. Good job, for your pop. Arise and shine, students of Prempeh College, training up for truth and excellence, building us a masculine pride, a motto. If you see us, tell us for God. To serve our nation, to serve our nation, plain and strong. To serve our nation, to serve our nation, plain and strong. So by the name, yeah, so by the name, yeah, so by the name, yeah. Character and integrity, 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 character and integrity. Praise the boss is high. Praise the boss is high. Sing for us, Prempeh College. Sing for us, Prempeh College. I'm a for we are the seniors. Any other school, juniors.
One of a chair is you for your dear say, one my share as I mind to show any more yamo.
We are who we are because of the benevolence of others. Old boys, philanthropists, PTA, well-wishers, etc., etc. In this regard, His Excellency stands very tall, and we see this invitation to the presidency today as a great opportunity for us to reiterate our sincerest thanks to Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo for his interest in Prempeh College. If we were to make one wish at this moment, it would be that His Excellency the President, in all humility, would help us so that our 18-unit classroom block started during the era of President Kufuor is completed, so that we can accommodate all our students properly.
First of all, let me welcome you all warmly to the seat of the presidency of our country, to Jubilee House. To say that it's now becoming a habit. The first year of my presidency, you were here with this prize. The first year of my second term, you're here with the prize. So it appears that we are linked. Congratulations. Well done. As you can see, the minister began by saying that he wasn't aware that his ministry was so infested with people from Prempeh College. Well, as you can see, my presidency is left, right, center, is people from your school, beginning with my own boss, J. Kufuor. And then so many others, all of whose names came. And the president of the Bar Association is yet another one, and several of you. But I think it's a good inspiration for you. I mean, there's an inspiration that clearly is going down very well, because you have very high standards that set before you by your predecessors, and you are rising up to the challenge of those standards. And I'm very, very encouraged that we have a school like yours in our country, which is demonstrating ability and capacity in these new sciences and knowledge. It is the best possible indication of the security of our future. You are that future, and your capacity to master these new sciences is the best possible guarantee that Ghana's future is going to be bright. I want to congratulate you in pointing the way. the 18 classroom block that was began in the era of our second president of the Fourth Republic, your own Amanfo J. Kufuor, I should finish it. I think that is a very, very commendable request. As I indicated at the beginning, he was my boss. I served him as a minister in 2 different capacities, in something that he has begun. If today I'm standing in his shoes, it's only fitting that I should try and complete it. So we'll do that. We would like the Minister for Education to take due note of this commitment that I'm making in front of everybody. I see in front of the whole of Ghana is here to witness me making this commitment. We have to honor it.
The Highlander.
Yes, and the bigger picture by way of news is that, following their latest feat as the national champions, Prempeh College, the pace setters in the National Science and Maths quiz, have done it again, setting new records in the competition. First of all, it would interest you to know that with this latest victory, Prempeh College have reinforced their identity as pacesetters of the competition by winning the very first national contest held in the Ashanti region, having years back won the maiden edition of the national contest held in the Greater Accra region. So, already setting a new trend and record sort of, I mean, it's already looking more like anytime the contest is held in a new region, I mean, for the first time in that region, Prempeh College is always there to initiate or start a trend and thereby set a record by being the very first to win the trophy in that very region, Indeed, Prempeh College, the pace setters, the trend setters, and the record setters as far as N.S.M.Q is concerned. Yes.
You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it.
So, call it a warning shot or whatever to all participating schools. They should pray that this year's edition and all subsequent ones are not held in first-time regions, lest Prempeh College wins. That's almost a fact already, because as already proved thus far, indeed, they would surely come like. Now, aside from the new record for Prempeh College as an institution, the 2 main contestants for the college, Eden and Evans, have also each made individual records for themselves. Yes, I'm talking of the 2 masterminds who masterminded Presec's defeat in that super grand style. So, the individual records first, and I start with a question, a simple one for that matter. Did you know that Evans Opon is the first ever N.S.M.Q contestant to have single-handedly correctly answered all true or false questions, that is, in the round 4? Yes, believe it or not, and this obviously happened in the latest edition. I'm talking of the 2021 edition. And how about Eden Nanache Obin? Well, he is also the first ever contestant to have participated in 2 editions back to back in 2020 and 2021, and more importantly, crowning it with a trophy at least. That's the level, form, and class these 2 masterminds showed in the 2021 contest to lift the trophy for Prempeh College the 5th time. Yes, 5-time champions.
You see, watch it. Now 83 come the crane yamai.
Serious. I'm up on a bano. I'm up on a bano. I'm up on a bano. I'm up on a bano.
Hey, your forecast, yes, it's on SS to SHS, graphic, TDing. Your monsters, president, lawyers, bank managers, baby, I like a GD. Among 4 been for him for yes, we are there, no, you be the way to sing against what Babylon, yes, we need to get a couple, no, we are the Benum tea. Yeah, King's College, yeah, School of Knowledge, Prempeh College, when you ever compete, yeah, you be damaged, we will put you in the bondage, yeah, boys be savage, you don't know who the old square case, severely punished. It was too binding him there, and they were kind to 90 veg, yeah. It is a wild cause back, go to the battler, be a raven dread, but the whole tear you be shouting, good and go super like cowboys, if you dope and go, you should green tea, a glow, some bar trip, no, floating stone at the loft and poke, king. Good job, for your fault. Arise and shine, students of Prempeh College, training up for proof and excellence, building us a much free pride, a motto, if you see us.
The latest made possible by these 2 masterminds, Eden and Evans. Or better still, the 2 E's I call them, where E here simply means excellence. Now, just to take you back a little in this broadcast, recall the 2 values I mentioned earlier as the hallmark of generations of the Prempeh College lineage, right? Yeah, seeing how 1, excellence, has so far already manifested, right? Yeah, you see? So, what does it mean? Facts indeed are sacred, as I always say.
And now,
for the sauce, the channel, my soul, make you ball, Joe, we fall, make you ball, Joe, we fall. When I come with the sauce, with channel, my soul, with swag, that shit, let me get the fly on my chest, let's see that.
When him say a cuss, you a cuss. We just wanna get it, we don't want no trouble. Munyaya, kaya, dana, suya, tifu, when him say a cuss, you a cuss. We just wanna get it, we don't want no trouble. Munyaya, kaya, dana, suya, tifu, when him say a cuss, you a cuss. We just wanna get it, we don't want no trouble. Munyaya, kaya, dana, suya, tifu, when him say a cuss, you a cuss.
Indeed, facts are sacred. You know, aside from being the very first institution to win the competition as far back as 1994, making them the N.S.M.Q pace setters, Prempeh College, that's PC, are not only the very first institution to have beaten in a final the school with the highest number of wins thus far. I'm talking of Presbyterian Boys Secondary Presec, but they are also the one and only institution to have whipped them twice in the finals of the competition. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. Now, the first was in 1996. That's the third edition of the contest, which was then known as Brilliant Science and Maths Quiz because it was sponsored by Brilliant Soap. Now, those were the days the N.S.M.Q was popularly known as Brilla, especially among the SS folk of the day. And I know that this is obviously not for the Indomie generation, I call them, yes, I know, but for who? The Captain Planet or Doctor Who generation and before. Yeah, if you know, as we say. So, sorry if you're part of the Indomie generation and you are lost, because
what we gonna do right here is go back, way back into time.
So that we come to the end of the competition. Here are the scores. She said 77 points, Prempeh 81 points. And so we have a winner for the 1996 edition of the Brilliant Science and Maths Quiz program. Congratulations.
Simple question.
Nope. Yep. Loser? Nope. Winner? Yep.
And indeed, they have remained giants till date. This was indeed way back into time, if the picture quality alone is anything to go by. But you know, you saw in the clip the first quiz mistress, that's the late Professor Marian Eramadi, a professor of biochemistry at the University of Ghana, Legon. Now, she was the quiz mistress from inception of the contest till 2000. And may her soul rest in peace. Now, from the brief N.S.M.Q history lessons, we're back to current affairs, and Prempeh College's second win over Presec in the N.S.M.Q finals also produced their fifth glory, making them the 5-time champions they are. And this is the main rationale behind the pun the college adopted in the 2021 finals, that is, to glorify the Lord, as seen on your screen at the moment.
Our efficiency without God's sufficiency will always lead to our deficiency.
For Presec, however, it was supposed to be their 7th win, and that's their pun to 7 and living God, as also displayed on your screen. But they just couldn't stand the might of the two college masterminds.
What you're about to witness is the unleashing of the new pain of our time.
My brother, good morning. Your school unfortunately lost to Prempeh College. What has been the feelings?
Oh, it has been a sad day for us. We are self-defeat.
Okay, how about you?
It was sad. We are being grateful to God for what happened.
Hey, sad boys in the house. Who be a bounce?
So we are still here at the Presbyterian Boys Secondary School in the dining hall, and it's all sadness and gloomy here as the boys did not get the results that they were expected to get before the contest started. They are disappointed. Many of the students staged the walkout right after their students got the first question wrong in the final round. That is the fifth round. The third question that was posed to the students, when their student, the second, rang to pick that question and got it wrong, it certainly was the anticlimax for these students who are gathered here watching their gentlemen on stage in Kumasi.
And worst of all for all pre-seconds is the nightmare the two masterminds gave them by beating them at no other time than on the eve of their 83rd anniversary speech and prize giving day.
ASEM
Indeed, the pre-seconds badly, if not desperately, needed this particular win for this event. But the college simply spoiled the party for the big boys of N.S.M.Q. by dimming the lights of such a huge event even before it got underway the following day.
Killer cut, blood, killer cut. Killer cut, blood, killer cut. Kubawa. 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 Kubawa.
Now, as you heard them earlier, they were so confident of winning the trophy until the reality dawned on them, especially in the last two rounds when they perhaps remembered that, hey, unlike the previous finals they won, this time around it involved their masters. Yeah.
Me a master. If you are shamati you lusu god. Me a master. Nya match you lusu cap. O master. Tigana kosi Trinidad. Master. Oluwa be the only. You see the difference? We say I am born to lead, where you are born to follow. I be mafia, yaron zongo. Me a they do they follow. Prepare them be the shato. They be a for azamu as a pointer. I'm a mabu mabu. Are you my koyiko? My level no kata frio about chico. I'm a mabu mabu.
Indeed, Obiaha was a master, as we say here in Ghana, literally translating as everyone has a superior or a master they cannot but just kowtow to. Yes, it's as simple as that, and guess what? Even weeks after the massacre by the two college masterminds, can you believe that the pre-seconds are still bleeding? Yeah, they are just bleeding bad. How do I mean?
Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. Witness that was wrong. For the over 20 minutes that was given for Prempeh to think and analyze and go through, to come back for 15 seconds to come and write that answer. If you had been given, you were not going to get 10 points. You were going to get 30 points. So for us, we know that he won.
If you watch the competition, you will see that it was a cheat. Because yes, it was a cheat because Prempeh College, they said their board got locked, and that board during their trials, even the semi-final, they were taught on how to use the board. How come that your board was able to lock? And even when the board got locked, they gave them like what? After the whole advert was done, they gave them extra 15 minutes. And if 15 seconds. Sorry. So you can see that the whole quiz it was like a cheat to what? So we know that we are the right winners. We know that it was a cheat.
And as if this wasn't enough, rather coming across as sour losers, Presec Old Boys also went ahead to issue a statement virtually questioning the integrity of the outcome of the finals, as displayed on your screen. But of course, the organizers of the event, Primetime Limited, would have none of that, and also duly responded in a 2-page statement admonishing Presec to learn to lose graciously. Highlights also shown on your screen. A case of Okoto Nwanomana. It's all fun, you know, it's all fun. As for Keta SHTS, of course, what more could they have done after making history as the first school in the Volta region to make it to the finals? But you see, they were also, understandably so, hoping to crown it all with the trophy for the first time, and thus their pun to God of Wonders, as also shown on your screen. But you see, in the end, as many pundits had predicted, indeed, it came down to a championship of past national champions rather than the regional champions we thought. In other words, you know, the analysts believe that but for the new format of the contest, which involves 3 schools at the time, now this finals would have invariably been dubbed Clash of the Titans in the old format that involved 2 participating schools. And indeed, as confirmed by the scores on your screen now, Keta SHTS were apparently reduced to their real size and saw their smoothness level, as we see here in the Ghanaian parlance, at least by the 4th round, when they had virtually been turned into spectators, as the contest became a 2-horse race between Prempeh College and Presec. And of course, what else would you expect anyway? The real El Clasico of the N.S.M.Q. Yes, you heard me. The N.S.M.Q El Clasico, given that these are apparently the 2 giants in the history of the contests. I'm talking of Prempeh College and Presec. So call it showdown or whatever. And that is what the pundits indicated. Now, despite involving Keta SHTS, which had proved to be not only the biggest discovery and surprise element in the 2021 edition, but more importantly, a true force to reckon with even in the finals, analysts had predicted that the final contest was still going to come down to a straight challenge between the 2 P's. That is per the first alphabet of the names of the 2 institutions, you know, with some even defining the P as pioneers. But I describe it as Pinyin in the local dialect, Chi, which simply translates as elder or leader in some cases. And this is essentially because, in my view, things turned out to be a case of what I term Pinyin de Pinyin, that is PDP in the local dialect Chi, which only suggests that experience indeed remains crucial in such encounters, you know. So no wonder Keta SHTS had virtually disappeared into thin air, as they must have realized that they had perhaps bitten more than they could chew, and that unlike the other initial finals, this indeed was the real deal for the real giants of N.S.M.Q. Yes, a status which certainly will take them years to attain. That's if they may ever at all.
Before we begin the next round, Keta Senior High Technical School would like to effect a substitution. Francisca, it's been a pleasure having you. All the best. James Lutrot. You are welcome, Lutrot. Settle in. We'll begin soon. Presbyterian Boys Secondary School would also like to effect a substitution. Otumfo, it's been a Replacing Otumfo is Joel Yaira Abuaje. You are welcome, Joel.
Congratulations, nonetheless, to Keta SHTS for coming this far, at least for doing what many loudmouthed schools of nothing but empty barrels like a certain Opusco I know couldn't do in this 2021 edition. Yes, indeed, you've made yourselves, your old students, as well as all other stakeholders of yours proud. Yes, and I salute you for that, right? But all in all, on another lighter note, at least for the 2021 edition of the N.S.M.Q. El Clasico, two things are clear and evident now. Yes, the first is indeed 7 stands for perfection, but 5 represents glory. Yeah. I believe you get the drift here, right? Yeah, you should, because in simple terms, the 7 the per-seconds had targeted absolutely represents perfection, but the 5 the college were also looking for indeed stands for glory. And at the end of the day, we saw which of these two prevailed. It's as simple as that. Yeah. Yes, now to the second point. And again, yes, the sky is blue, but nature is green. Yes, self-explanatory, right? Yeah, I mean, yeah, the sky obviously is a subset of nature. I mean, it's a part of nature. And so if the sky is blue and nature, which is the bigger entity, is green, then you know what we are talking about here, right? Yeah, again, it's as simple as that. Yes, so the blue that you're talking about as opposed to the green, we know which one is superior. It's as simple as that, so I guess this eventually settles it. Yeah, I mean, it was supposed to have been settled on the stage during the contest, but it's obvious that per-seconds have yet to come to terms with the reality, and now the facts have also settled it right here and now. And so, sorry Persec, but it is what it is. It's done. Yeah, case closed. As simple as that, Well, it's all good. It's all fun, no doubt. Yes. The point is very simple. That For now, with Prempeh College as the latest champion of champions, it simply implies the sky has apparently changed color from blue to green since, at least here in Ghana, what more can I say? And so it simply means Ghana goes green. Yes, as emphasized by no less an authority than His Royal Majesty Otekokoso Utumfo Nana Osei Tutu II. Of course, to none. Yeah.
So I confirm to myself, senior and Amanfo. Thank you very much.
So, you heard it yourself. Need I say more? Absolutely not. Because as we say in the Ghanaian parlance, if you know, you know. Yes, IYKYK. If you know, you know. Yeah. But, for the haters who might still argue that it's all just because, after all, Utumfo has that royal connection with the college. And so, what else would you expect? Well, I have some news for you. And I say, how about the President of the Republic of Ghana himself, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, also largely endorsing this move? Yeah.
It is testament to the widely acknowledged statement that Prempeh is not a school, but a college.
You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it.
As simple as that. Yeah, case closed. Now, we're not coming back to it again. No, it's done. It's a done deal. Yes, and of course, His Excellency Big Papa Jack, a proud old boy of the college, also just couldn't be left out of the celebrations, as seen on your screen. Yes, His Excellency, yes, he is one proud old boy,
We must make sure we retain the essence of the school, character and knowledge.
Absolutely. And just before we go, it would interest you to know that the identity of Prempeh College as that outstanding institution of excellence in Ghana and beyond transcends the academics to include several other disciplines such as sports. And again, there is no shouting, no bragging. But as we say here in Ghana, just show working, as rolling on your screen at the moment.
Your monsters, president, lawyers, bank managers, among who have been flying for yes, we are no, you be the way to sing against what Babylonians, we get a couple, no, we are the Benum tea. Yeah, King's College, yeah, School of Knowledge, Prempeh College, when you ever compete, yeah, you be damaged, we will put you in the bondage, yeah, where's this savage, you're the home about the baby old square case, really punished, it was too binding him there, it would kind to 90 wedge, yeah.
Yes, and that's how we draw the curtain on this chapter, which I believe has adequately captured the state of affairs as far as N.S.M.Q El Clasico is concerned. of course, with nothing but the facts and figures as done with this part 1. And I promise that you will even better appreciate how Prempeh College, that's PC, stands tall as far as science and maths is concerned, or academics in general. Yeah. Meantime,
yo, wama yanda nyame asema wa ya no do so hwe ye huma yenka onye na nka mi wi last bi accident bi o tu adenta isila na do so asosogu modo ma mo huma mo fa fire pinko wachi fa won sane ye mic na fe de wonan na fire for wachi kakra na fe wonan na no, Sam no dos. And then I made a poem with it. Yeah, what pay now for? What block am I camp? Yeah, what be young? Yeah, national duty, national duty. Yeah, what's this selling power to? Fire being called chief. I want Sunday a mic and I used to one fire, what's the fire. What's up, I say? What you? Yeah, you might go. Hey, yeah. I say, you'll be a using an app. You'll be a using an app. You know. Hey. What you do?